Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. So you can call me Pajama Grandma, of course, in one of my favorite pairs of my favorite robes, I guess. I love this robe. It's one of my old standby favorites. Anyway, today is day 157 of 365 of our daily Facebook Live challenge. And we just came off of the 30-day challenge, and Marion asked us to talk a little bit about lessons learned and what's going on so far with us, etc. I really enjoyed the 30-day challenge. It actually, yay, Sherry. Hey, I hope you're feeling better, sweetie. I don't know. Health challenges suck. I can sure relate to that. One of the things I'm going to talk about right now, since Sherry's here, is going live. The reason I'm still going live in the group is because it's very different than the other videos I make every day. I actually go live in my groups, but they're on, or in my page. I actually go live on pages, not in groups, because there's different ways that you can edit those, and I prefer to go live in a page. There was a while where Facebook had set it so that you couldn't go live in your groups, and that was kind of a pain. They've, since obviously eradicated that. But since you couldn't do it for a while, and the editing is different, what you can do in terms of adding subtitles and things is different with pages than it is with groups. So that's why I prefer to go live in my pages. So I go live on my pages, and I almost never have people on them because I do them first thing in the morning. So usually I start at like 5 o'clock in the morning my time, and that's pretty early. It's 6 o'clock on the East Coast, but the West Coast, man, they're still in bed unless they're night owls. And so I don't get a lot of interaction. And I find my eyes are so bad that unless I have my magnifying glass, I usually can't see who's on there, and I get distracted and start talking to them, and then I forget what I'm going to talk about. It comes with age, I guess. But I am always awesome and excited to see somebody on there. So good morning, Sherry. So that would be the first thing that I've learned about lives that is a little bit of a challenge for me, is when people are popping on. How do I go about actually handling that and managing that and carrying on that conversation while still staying on task and on topic? So if anybody has advice for that, that would be terrific for this lady. I really enjoyed the 30-day challenge because it gave me the opportunity to actually plan ahead and structure what I was going to work on for the 30-day period. With the 365-day challenge, it's kind of been, for me at least, what am I thinking about today and what am I going to talk about for a couple of minutes that I think would add value to anybody else? Because we're such a diverse group in here, it's how do you talk about something that's going to be of interest to everybody? It's kind of hard to do that, right? But that's kind of been my process. So the 30-day challenge allowed me the chance to actually pick a topic and stay on that topic and actually share a process through the 30-day period. And I found that really, really powerful. I'm actually doing a new 30-day challenge in my group and in my page for Supersize Your Business, kind of based on that and something else that's going on, which is, again, it's letting me expand on the process that I learned and did in the 30 days. Now, I've done challenges for a long time. I mean, when I had my brick and mortar businesses to handle stress, I did stress challenges, 30-day stress challenges, primarily to save me from having another sudden cardiac arrest. And they actually were really, really effective. I mean, some of them I had to do twice. I would do it once, and I did them on my blog because it was before I did any videos. And so I would do a 30-day challenge, and there were situations going on in my life that I would actually have to turn it into a 60-day challenge. And then I repeated and did another one just a couple of years ago as I was transitioning out of my Italian food business, because it involved other parties that were the devil, I say now in a joking way, because we were involved in a business relationship with a partner that was, as part of my divorce, that was just, and not my ex-husband, but in a business that we had together that we needed to bust down and get rid of as part of our divorce settlement, and it ended up getting really ugly. I mean, uglier than I would have ever imagined. Now, I know I'm pretty naive. I've led a pretty sheltered, naive life. I admit it. But when people do mean things to actually try to destroy and hurt other people, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand where that energy comes from that you could use to destroy other people. It just seems like such a waste to me. Why would you not just build your own life instead of trying to harm other people? But I understand we live in a polar universe, and there's a whole lot of people out there like that. I just don't choose to be anywhere near them. So I choose my partners a little more wisely now. So what else have I learned? I've really learned that the hardest part of doing Facebook Lives is actually probably doing that first one. Just making yourself do it and getting over the fear of doing it. I mean, I've done some Facebook Lives that are totally embarrassing. Totally embarrassing. But I did them anyway. And the hardest part was just pushing start on the camera and talking and doing it. And then when it's done, you just go with it. And that's, I think, what I like about live and what's made it possible for me to do videos. There's a lot more forgiveness in the live strategy and the lives than there is in like professional editing and things. I mean, if I had to do a professional video, and down the road I probably will, and I'll get an editing team. My daughter's a photographer, my son-in-law's a videographer. I'm sure I'll get them doing things for me. But for right now, I love the live platform because it allows me an opportunity to figure out who I am and what I have to offer, what my voice is, why and who I want to even talk to and help, and who I could even help, who wants to hear what I have to say. It allows me the opportunity to do that in a very casual, non-threatening way. If y'all saw my ghetto setup of how I do my videos, you would just be laughing. My daughter makes fun of me every day for it. I mean, my light is an OT light that people use for crafting. I use it so that I can see anything. And it's got like a magnifying piece thing on it that I can slide in. That's my lighting, which is obviously horrible. I use 2 of these little clips, you know, these little, I don't know what these clips are called. I use 2 of them to hold my cell phone up instead of a tripod. And then I lean it against a stack of books. And I have it on a milk crate on a kitchen stool in a corner of my office because I'm moving. So I'm having to change all the time and move where I'm working, because I'm packing up boxes and stuff everywhere. My garage is half full of boxes of stuff, most of which I need to get rid of. But it's like whenever you're in transition, it makes things like doing Facebook Lives more difficult. But I actually use it as my excuse to have some consistency in my life. So it's everything that we do. I either can look at it from a positive perspective or a negative perspective or a neutral perspective. And we get to choose which perspective we're going to look at it from. So I choose to look at it as kind of a little fun adventure. How and where am I going to do my videos today? You never know. I think that consistency has made it very easy to do videos and do live videos. I do my videos first thing in the morning, every single morning, because I know if I don't do them, for me personally, first thing in the morning, they would never get done because life gets super busy. Life gets in the way, and my kids are grown, so I don't have as many excuses as I used to have for life getting in the way, but it still does. All of us are busy. All of our lives are complicated and crazy and fun and exciting, but there's too many things that would distract me if I don't do them first thing in the morning. So my advice to people is pick a time that you're going to do your videos. If you're in a daily challenge, every single day, because you're 99% more likely to actually get it done if you do it at the same time every day. It's like whenever we make a commitment to ourselves. If we can do things to set ourselves up to succeed, it makes it a lot easier. And forming positive habits makes things a lot easier. And to me, consistency, doing it every day at the same time every day, makes it easier. What else have I got? Being yourself, being 100% authentically who you are is, I think, another really important thing in Facebook Lives. Take off the masks, take off the pretending, unless you're building a brand that's based on that. And a lot of people are. But I think that you can see through, especially if you're doing Facebook Lives yourself, it's easy for you to watch other people's videos and see if they're being themselves or not, if they're being authentic or not. And I used to watch a lot of videos, a lot of people's videos, and now I only watch a few people. There's only a few people, of course, the people in this group, that I'll stop what I'm doing. If I see you live, I will pop on. A lot of times I'm off and about doing other things. And frankly, a lot of you do your videos after I've gone to bed. It's way past my bedtime when y'all do your videos. And that works for you, and that's what you have to do. We all have to do what works for us, especially when we're out doing things to build our business and build our brand. And I will admit, I'm the first person, I know nothing about building a brand, but I'm learning, and I will continue to learn. And Sherry, you could probably help me with that. But people don't always understand the whole pajama grandma thing, but I use it as a filtering tool because it is who I am. And I actually found that after I left stopped doing my brick and mortar business and was home a lot, that I was hanging out either in my pajamas or my yoga clothes. And I didn't think yoga clothes were any more of a business coach type of person than pajamas. And actually pajamas are the lifestyle that I wanted to get to. Everybody says they want to work in their underwear, but nobody wants to see this in my underwear. So I figured pajamas and robes were a little bit of a safer choice. But it is a really good filtering tool for me, because the people that are like I used to be, very corporate, very structured, this has got to be this way or the highway, those are not the people that are going to want to work with me. Those are not the people that I want to work with. So it's as much a filtering tool for my benefit as it is for their benefit, because they wouldn't be happy working with me and I wouldn't be happy working with them. And you only work with a couple of businesses and clients and a couple of partners that are bad for you before you learn that lesson, and you're a lot pickier with who you will and will not work with. Been doing a little exercise over the last couple of weeks on LinkedIn, and it's amazing. People think, oh, I can't get anybody to interview for my podcast. I can't get anybody to interview for my Facebook Lives. I can't this or I can't that. Well, there's like so many people on this planet. There are so many ways to get in touch with people nowadays. I got 13 people lined up for interviews in the last couple of weeks and added 2,500 people to my LinkedIn connections. And I'm like, all I did was a little bit of something every single day. I actually did a Facebook Live on how to do that last night, because I'm like, this is pretty cool. I bet other people would want to know how they can do this too, because especially if you're doing things for other businesses, Sherry, this would probably be an awesome thing for you to do. I don't know if you're on LinkedIn or not, but with your videos, I just learned that you can do videos on LinkedIn now. So my last 30-day challenge, somewhere into that, I started sharing that video on LinkedIn, and I've been getting, I think that's helped to get me some more traction and more visibility. But I also think this little cool everyday strategy of how to connect with people has made an incredible difference, and how to find the exact people that you want has made a really big difference too. All right, so now I've rambled for God knows how many minutes. I'm going to say goodbye. I wish you all a fantastic day. And of course, I'll see you tomorrow with another live. And I hope I covered and answered Marion's questions as to the challenge and what I liked or did and what worked really well. I will say the one thing that frustrated me with the challenge was the whole theme thing, because it changed and it wasn't consistent based on what we were told in the first place, and then what it ended up being, and then what it really ended up being. I think it got really mixed up and convoluted. And for me, I'm not a huge structure person. So when I'm trying to add structure, I need to know what it is, and then I need it to be consistent and not change. That's, you know, that's on me. That's my dealing with the situation. But I did, for about 2 seconds, be a little bit frustrated by that. And then I just scratched them all out, changed it on the back of my note cards, and ran with it. And I think that worked out fine. I did love that challenge. It was really fun, though. So I'm actually really looking forward to the next one. And Marion's got connections that like none of us do. So I'm super excited to see what he's doing with this next 30-day challenge. And of course, I'll be participating in that because I am a participator, I like to think. All right, again, done talking. Have an awesome day. See you, Sherry. Bye.